Play with the BMW ECU. Double check now. Knock control off. From my understanding, it didn't knock because it can made the same power, no drop-offs.
Yeah, it did not knock, exactly.
For everybody on YouTube, this is live. I'm trying to catch up with Merlin. Merlin has like almost 8,000 track kilometers, and he's been losing power over time. So now Emrys is the secret weapon of power. And so we're trying to play with a little higher octane fuel that I normally run. Just, what are we running? 92 from the Shell, just down the road. Mixed with Amstel Octane Boost, like half a bottle. And so now we increase. So you're 3 degrees, and are you gonna go a little higher now?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can.
How does it go in increments?
Like
3.75. But you're not doing 100% at 3. Oh, you're starting at a higher 3.75 at 7,000 RPM.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens if it helps at all. So far, it was like 1 horsepower for 1.5 degrees, so it's not really.
We might get lucky though; it'll go another 1 or 2 right now, and then you'll know.
Yeah.
If it drops, or then if it knocks, then we're okay. That's the limit.
Yep, exactly.
So Merlin become a rider training bike. Okay. A and B. Stop the file on that one. I think the camera is filming live. Alright, so we're advancing a little more. 97 on running 93 and 94. Did you knock control was off or on?
Those two runs are the same. They're both on. So
okay.
Yeah, knock control's back on, and we have our highest numbers with.
So we're still going up. So we could try 4 degrees advance.
We could. It's not climbing really aggressively for how much ignition timing we're putting in it. We're probably getting more of like.
We never went up to 4 before. We always were in like the 3 range.
Yeah, because it kind of leveled off. If you don't get a huge gain, it's not worth running that much ignition advance. You know, if there was a big 5 or 7 horsepower gain, it would make more sense to ramp the timing up. But if you're advancing,
you want to open the air fuel ratio up again and see if because we were doing the air fuel ratio in the power commander, and so now it's running a little rich 11-12 now.
That's where the stack's open though. So if we land it out there, it'll hurt it.
Otherwise, it's perfectly straight.
Yeah, this if we run this any leaner, we'll sacrifice when the stack's open.
Yeah, and so, also make a different hit.
Yeah, it'll hit harder. Yeah. So, but I think it's. I mean, we could obviously try more advance and with a knock sensor on. The problem is when it gets real hot and up to temp, it'll
change. Because right now it's nice and cool. We're running like 80 Celsius on the coolant temperature.
Yeah. So the problem is when you do get up higher in temp, with this much base timing, the knock sensor will be more active and fighting against you. So we don't want to go too aggressive.
So maybe it's just worth trying the 4 and then see if it's a jump of another horsepower or not. Then we'll know. Okay, well, that's that.
Well, we're at 375 now, so a quarter degree. We'd have to go up to like 5 or something. We'd have to
make a big change to see if it just helps or not.
Yeah, we'd have to try going up even more aggressive. Which we could. You're running a higher octane fuel. You know, we could see what happens, and then so we'll do that. And then
the fuel light's on, but it says 30 kilometers to empty, which is normally still 5 laps. So don't be afraid of the fuel light. I always get why is the fuel light on so early? But it gives you such an early warning.
Okay, I'm gonna try 5.25 just to see if we can get a change.
And get it to knock sensor to go.
Correct.
To retard it.
Yeah. See if we can get it to show some knock. Yeah.
Merlin's beard getting longer. I'm not Merlin. You should have seen my beard the other day. I just freaking buzzed it. I was like a woolly mammoth nails 2 days ago.
If you're watching, give us a thumbs up, a heart.
That's right. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube.
Say where you come from.
Normally I don't do live on YouTube, so this is kind of like the first probably.
Okay, I'm gonna fire it up.
top end. No increase, just the same, really.
Yeah, I mean, fraction.
I think there's probably no point to even see if the knock went. It might have gone, it might not, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it's on. The knock sensor was on with 5 1/4 degrees of advance.
It didn't make any more power.
Yeah, it didn't
oh, that's the safer way to run it, right? Run it the first time with knock on. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think removing the knock sensor at this point, because it's not going to make any
So, what to do with Merlin? Can we do anything else? Just a little more fine tuning in the fueling. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, we could trim. It's not going to make the bike run any differently, though. You know, the graph might be a little bit prettier, but if I'm making 1 and 2% changes on the lower
It'll
injectors,
change into every temperature as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. The bike. I mean, it's still still 187
Yeah.
horsepower and
3 almost.
83 torque.
Yeah.
We have seen obviously higher in the 90s,
Mhm.
190 plus horsepower. So the bike's essentially down like 5 horsepower in 7,000 kilometers or 7. What do I have here? Excuse me. No, I'm gonna click
I'm flashing it right now.
7,991. So almost 8,000 track kilometers. I mean, what is this? 16 and 17. 2 full seasons for me. A lot of riding. I did a ton of riding this year. Obviously, you haven't quite seen it, but did more racing this year than last year by far.
Yeah.
We did a ton of racing. How many races? I mean, I sent that email off to BMW and everybody to show them, but I won $12,000 from BMW this year,
Nice.
which was better than
Pays for a bike almost. Well, starting of a bike.
yeah. Well,
Starting of a bike.
if you get it at a cost and
Yeah.
12 US, but unfortunately you don't make that money. Every weekend you're spending $1,000 minimum to do that weekend, so.
Yeah.
You're walking away with say $5,000 cash, so this is not a good job.
It's a passion. It's not a job.
It's just nice when I can race and walk away even, or walk away with some cash, like whether it's 500, 600, or even $1,000 if you win. So that's what we're doing. We're going to Chuckwalda Raceway, racing at the CVMA this weekend, and the last time I raced at Chuckwalda, I won the race nails,
Okay.
and I won $2,000, and
Wow.
Neven was there, and I think I bought 2 rear tires and a front, and so I walked away with $1,200 cash.
Nice.
That was my best weekend of all the year. Like that was probably my only first, right, for the money race. And then in Wormera, we're always getting second, third, second, and in Utah, second and third.
You win first also
No,
one
not
time
the
in
money
Utah.
race. Not in the money race.
Oh,
Always
yeah,
beat
no.
me. Always beat me. And then Bradshaw. I don't know if you know that guy. He's like 50 years old, and he has he got from Aussie Dave a world. It's kind of like a world superbike. He's got the world superbike swing arm, a ZX10.
Yeah.
The lower Brembo rear caliper.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything. Built motor. He's got like the $5,000 caliper. Anyways, the whole bike was titanium, everything. But it doesn't matter. He's got 50 years old. You got to give the guy respect on his home soil, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But I mean, a lot of people are one-track wonders as well. So, what we didn't do? We didn't raise the pressure of the tire.
I did before we started.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I did before we started. Yeah, to make sure that we weren't having an issue. And it's got some decent temp in it. I don't think it was spinning.
No,
initially it was.
Yeah, well, that's
but
right.
it just kind of glossed the top over.
Yeah, and so the bike has brand new spark plugs in it. It has fresh fuel in it.
Well, that's like 5,000.
Tells Nels Adam from OPRT says hey. So hey.
Oh.
It's in the comment I just see.
OPRT is right out here.
Yeah.
They're
So
watching
funny.
us on the video from outside.
They need to get to work.
Yeah. Alan's out there somewhere. Or no, maybe Alan's not here.
No, Adam says
No, I
hey.
know, but Alan's not here either. So.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm making it tough with the trailer. Hello.
Hey, Marcel.
You're with the bike moving. The trailer in the way. Perfect.
How's things?
Good. Just watch the bike. See our heading to school race.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, you headed down south?
Yeah, I'm going to Chuckwalda.
I got the exhaust on it.
He's already got the pipe on it. Okay, so there's no point today.
Yeah.
So, no, I'll grab the laptop right?
Good question.
So when we're done with Merlin, I'll grab the laptop. I'll do the calibration.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Merlin. Well, Merlin maybe needs an engine refresh, huh?
Hi, Milo from Olin. We just run the dyno, so we have another bike to dyno, so we'll see. But it just had a run, so I'm not starting the bike again. Not for now. Marcel, you want to explain what you're doing?
I'm just saving the map we just did on the computer.
Okay.
What's the date today? So this is Merlin update.
What kind of power Merlin is making today? Not enough.
187 rear wheel horsepower at the peak, but obviously it's gonna make a lot of on pump fuel. Merlin update, timing advanced, 3.75, and the date today is November 28th, 2017. Oh wait, 187 rear wheel HP, and
87.22 torque.
no, that first graph was initially. The first graph, the 91, 94,
The
196,
blue one?
those are the differences over time. The first one, the blue one, is in
The new one?
2016, 7/2016, over a year and a half later.
So I was thinking about.
That's the comparison of when we first did the bike, or that was July. Well, the second time we did the bike.
Yeah, I think that was a good solid number.
Mhm.
Yeah.
194, yeah, that's where it started, because this was the better bike of the two,
Yeah.
and now it's switched.
You know, and what I was thinking is,
I just saved the map, so I don't know if you ever did it earlier, but
no, I didn't.
yeah.
I did that. The amount of use and time you have competitive, with competitive lap times, right? So you're not just.
You know, I actually raced this
enough.
bike in the Formula Ultra race with race fuel and then non-race fuel in the other ones, but I was actually going just as fast on this bike as I was on Emirates, because we have to work through. Emirates has a problem in terms of Emirates. As soon as I go to Emirates is like, holy shit, out of control. So that extra 10 horsepower in Emirates is like, it gets me 6 miles per hour faster on the straightaway.
Wow.
But the bike is so, it's not smooth. It's
aggressive
developed
coming on
itself.
that
But this one is smoothed out over time,
Yeah.
and that one is probably how it used to be. And then it's too hard of a throttle transition. It never used to be like this too, but now Emirates is like,
It hits hard on transition.
Yeah, so we gotta smooth
we
them
can
out.
smooth it out. Yeah, that's no big
But
deal.
that's the funny thing. Even though you have more horsepower or less, if you can't use that power like those new R1s, they might
Yeah.
have less horsepower but very usable.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what Nez was about to say, you were saying
Oh, I
about.
was just gonna say that's a lot of miles.
5,000 track racing.
Yeah, we got out of our CBR Superbike engine. We got like 6 races or 5 races. Of course,
Out of
it's-
an engine, yeah.
Yeah.
Before
And then you
Power's off.
redo the engine or what?
The
The one you were
it
racing
was
with
the one we
Irnie.
raced. Yeah, the one we set the track record with this season. We got 5 races out of it before it had to be rebuilt.
And how do you know it needed to be rebuilt? Was the power just
the
dropped?
transmission failed.
Yeah,
It
well,
sheared
that's
6
like
gear
a
off.
separate factor though, right?
But no, so then when we took it apart to fix the transmission, the whole inside was,
Worn.
it needed new pistons and rings and cam chain and bearings and everything. We just went through the whole thing. It hadn't broken. It was still making good power, but it was definitely worn out.
Mm-hmm. So if
and
I open this
so-
one up, it'll be curious to see what it looks like, obviously.
Yeah, it was
That's
time
the
to
thing,
be
though.
freshened up. So, but that was only 5 races at 16 lap races at 2 miles per lap.
This is all tangled here. Can you hold this, Nels?
So a few hundred miles. You got 5,000, and the bike's still making.
Yeah,
187.
2 years of
Yeah.
way more race,
Way
whole
more
of
time.
clubs.
Yeah, way more time on it. So that's pretty incredible that the BMW would hold up that way,
Yeah.
making more power than our Honda, and lasting thousands of miles longer.
Yeah, I mean, I did like 100 freaking videos this year. It's a lot. I think not only that, that's a lot of rider training time too.
Yeah.
So that's why that has, a lot of that miles is rider training, unfortunately, and that's the problem, right? I'm like, oh, I should be riding a different bike, not wasting the engine as much. But you don't rev the hell out of either as much
Yeah.
when you're rider training. I don't know if just normal miles would be like wearing, normal track day miles.
Well, the track day is still can be aggressive on an engine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You guys aren't going slow.
Well, only when he has beginner to teach.
yeah. And first it is slow.
who you're riding with, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Put the seat back on this guy.
Man, this guy is make me not want a Honda. Well, we're talking about racing, so
chassis though.
Well, and it was a 200 horsepower Honda. They came with 150 stock. So, you know, quite a
It
bit
was
more,
boosted.
yeah, quite a bit more abuse. But in comparison to the BMW, you'll get the same power out of the BMW, but have 5,000 miles of reliability proven or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
It's fun to be able to compare a bike like that with experience of race.
Okay, so that's that. All right, Marianne, you can stop the live video. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Yeah.
This
Give
is
a thumbs
Nels,
up.
Two Wheel Dyno Works. We're in Kirkland, Washington.
And Marianne from Irnieracing.
Now,
Bye,
Emrys,
guys.
I'll do another
Oh.
video with Emrys soon.
We'll be on with the next bike. Bye. Keep posted.